Before I wrap up, I want you to talk about what you think is going right with India at the moment. Its economics, its growth. What do you think is going wrong? What more would you like to say?
I mean, the growth is amazing. As you know, in the last couple of years, the world economy has outperformed what everybody expected. One of those is clearly the US has outperformed. Number of factors for that, including the AI investment, but also I think global supply chains were much more resilient than the tariff story. Back to my tariff point, which is why you've noticed I said, don't think of it that way, think of it another way. Global supply chains turned out to be more resilient than people thought. And therefore the US stock market, the US investment situation is actually pretty good. Now, China and India have also outperformed. India is clearly a market growing at 7.5% to 8%. I mean, honestly, nobody thought that 2 to 3 years ago. And that's pretty good in this environment. So China is doing a little under 5. Again, no one thought that would be possible in this environment. So these three kinds of large places have driven a lot of growth. However, there is also another aspect, which is that in a number of economies post-COVID, in the emerging markets, almost a fourth of them are today at 10% below the per capita GDP of pre-COVID. That, Rahul, is the two-speed issue that we've got to keep in mind, right? And I think that two-speed issue applies in a country as diverse as India. It also applies across parts of India, but India on the whole is in the right side of that, while other countries have bigger challenges there. So economic growth, to me, you guys are doing well. I think what you have to think about...
You guys or we guys?
Yeah, I'm now an American citizen of Indian origin.
Dil to aapka kahan pe hai?
Dil to yahi hai in many places. I have multiple dils. Now I'm a global multilateralist. So everybody asks me, tera dil kahan hai? And I say, jam hai, wahan pe dil lo. Aaj dil Switzerland mein hai. Kal dil Bhubaneswar mein hoga. You know, that kind of thing. So I think you've done very well, all the jokes aside.
What do you think is not
But I think what you can do more, and we've got a very interesting country partnership framework. The way we work with the country is called that. We've got a new one being drawn up with the help of the Finance Ministry and with the PM's active involvement. I'm going to try and discuss it with him when I'm in Delhi. Hopefully we can get it out of our board by then. And there are three main focus areas. Rural prosperity, because I think it's really important to not rely on urbanization as the only engine of economic growth. I think getting small farmers in India to be proud of who they are and get them a chance to get access to productivity and scale through the cooperative system. People made a lot of my statement when I launched our agri-tech effort of the success of Anand and Amul. I grew up in that era.
Sure.
I saw Amul transform India from a desperately milk-short country to one of the largest milk producers in the world. I saw in that the power of working together in a good way, in a commercial way, not in a monopolistic way. And I think there is a story there, which is the same story I saw in UP with Yogi Ji and in other such places. I'm going to see it in Bhubaneswar when I'm there in a few days. It is a story not just of one or two places. I think that getting rural prosperity right is another big injection of growth for India. The second one is what is going on in the urban areas can be done even better. Better urban planning, as you know, cleaner air, water, municipal financing. These are all good things. I was meeting with the Chief Minister of Maharashtra here. I told him Maharashtra is gifted with 4 or 5 cities that are actually profitable enterprises in their own right. Mumbai, obviously, everybody knows. But Nagpur, Chinchwad, these are all Nasik. So is there something that we could do, which our expertise in municipal financing, to enable these municipalities to access bond markets, reduce reliance on public money, increase reliance on private money, and drive a multiple change in the way these cities can grow for the future? Then the state can put its resources on those cities that are not as well off as these 4 or 5. So you kind of divert your attention in that form. So to me, urban regeneration done the right way is another good opportunity. What you've done is fantastic. What you could do is the next leg. And the third one is focusing on this whole engine of job creation. That's the demographics I was talking about. India is producing 10, 12, 14 million young people every year. Some of them are getting formal employment. Some of them are going back into informal employment. Others are becoming gig workers. Others are going back to their farms to work. It's good. But I'm trying to figure out, is there a way to do more with this? And in our jobs panel, which is chaired by the president of Singapore, Tharman, number of CEOs, Chandra is a participant. So we've got a whole active participation there. We know that there are 5 sectors which could be very interesting, all of which apply to India. Infrastructure, its construction, but then what it enables. You guys are doing an amazing job on roads, ports, and so on. Digitization, DPI, so power, there's more to do. Second, human infrastructure, so healthcare, primary healthcare, again, something you're focused on. There's much more to be done there still. India is a very large country. Delivering primary healthcare in a country of that size, with that kind of dispersal of population, is tough. We have committed to do $9 billion a year, plus another $5 billion of private mobilization in public primary healthcare over the coming years. I think we can be helpful. Third is tourism. India has done work on tourism, but India's share of global tourism is paltry compared to India's amazing opportunity. खाना चाहिए वहाँ है, हिस्ट्री चाहिए वहाँ है, साइंस चाहिए वहाँ है, कलर चाहिए वहाँ है, लोग और मस्ती चाहिए वहाँ है, बीचेस चाहिए वहाँ है, माउंटेन्स चाहिए वहाँ है. You tell me what you don't have. And so the question is, can we be even more ambitious about tourism in the coming 30 years than the past 20 years? Huge job generator. In fact, tourism is the single largest multiplier effect of jobs created to dollars invested in any industry. And then the fourth item is agri-tech for small farmers, back to rural prosperity. I already gave you the examples there. And the fifth is value-added manufacturing, where India has made progress on certain types of high-tech, certain types of middle-tech, low-tech. But I think, as you know, the PM's ambition is much bigger. And I think he's right. He should be more ambitious. There is a real opportunity there.